If this is the toilet forest, does that mean that it's made up of toilet trees? Hello everyone, I am Tessellating Hexagons, back with another little slice of Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Master Quest. Okay, that was rude. I was in the... well, I was full flow intro and now you're just hitting me repeatedly. Well, I think this calls for the Deku Nuts I was talking about in the last episode. Yeah, motherfucker. And... attack the thing before it hits you, you stoop. Dear oh dear. Now, I swear I had a thought, and I can't remember what that thought was. Apart from that whole intro about toiletries, because I think that was pretty damn funny. But yes, so... at some point, very soon, we're going to be coming across the infamous, or famous, or whatever you call it, 23 is number 1 room. And... I don't know the code! Now, before you start laughing at, but you just said 23 is number 1, the code's 231. Well, yeah, but I don't know if that's also true in Master Quest, because I remember having a Prima strategy guide when I was younger that had... it included Master Quest, but it was primarily about vanilla Ocarina of Time. Can you just light the thing? Thank you. And... It said that in the vanilla version, the code's 231. You know, 23 is number 1, that makes perfect sense. But that in Master Quest, it's 312. But bearing in mind, that's a strategy guide by Prima, and they're known for being shit at getting shit right. And combine that with when I played the 3DS version as well, because that's mirrored left to right, I didn't know whether it was 231, 213, it could have been any combination. I mean, there are only 6 possible permutations, so it's worth a try. Now, I would... Hang on, need the slingshot, so I can clear out this room before taking on that... In fact, you know what, I could... I'll shoot the eggs first, because the mad scrub isn't much of a threat. De-egg this room like it's some sort of menopause. And you can die. Now, I would have solved this puzzle before even coming into this room, which makes sense in a moment. It makes more sense to clear out the enemies first, because you'll see we've got a couple of torches that need lighting, but no means of lighting them. And this game does make liberal use of Din's fire, but that's something that we don't have yet, so I probably shouldn't talk about it. And so you would have thought, okay, well, we'll need to light these using a Deku stick somehow. And the solution to this puzzle is a bit strange, because it is technically something that you could do in the vanilla version of the game as well. That is, light a Deku stick and then walk through a door with it still lit. Yeah, the party's lit or something. But they never used it, and so it seems like a really dickish mechanic that, like, oh, how the fuck was I supposed to work that out? But, I mean, it makes sense. Once you work it out, you've only got yourself to blame for not noticing that it's a thing that you can do. Now, what do we have in this chest? Is it an ice trap? No, they wouldn't do that this early in the game. Yum. An entire 1 heart that I didn't need. And I've got grass here that I can cut and everything will be fine. Now, how do solve? It has been a while. Now, that lights that. Okay. But... is that already low enough for me to pass through? I don't think it is. I need to find some way of... Okay, so obviously you need to light the Deku stick on that torch there. But there's no way I can shield... Can I shield underneath that? I don't think I can, because we need to get the torch from one side to the other, obviously. I'm gonna try a thing, and it probably won't work, but bear with. No, platform, come back. Okay, I'm fully expecting this to not work, but this is just a test. Oh! Apparently I can do that. And that was rude. Why did I not see that coming? But, yep, apparently I can just shield underneath it. Well, this has been a learning experience, and you're just gonna follow me through the water, aren't you? Well, too bad, you're all the way down there. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Who's got a shirt? You don't have a shirt, but you're about to have a dead. Have a dead in your face. And I completely botched the timing because I was too busy killing something in the face. Because that's gonna keep moving in the cutscene, and that's not very helpful to my health. Oh wow, Link, that was brilliant. It really throws me off because he's not the handed that I'd expect. Like, he's holding the stick in the opposite hand to the one I expect. Stop showing me this bastard cutscene! Ah! Okay, I'm gonna stand on this switch and then wait for the platform. Because clearly that's how you're supposed to do this. I don't like waiting games with Deku Sticks, because I'm so afraid of the torch running out. Even though, like, the timers on these torches, like, they do burn out eventually, but nowhere near as quickly as I think they do. And so I really shouldn't worry. But I worry. I'm really good at worrying. Anyone who knows me can tell you that. But I forgot what I was talking about. I was bitching about that platform and the timing puzzles and the torches. Well, anyway, that's how you solve that puzzle. Shield crouching, it is a thing that you can do. And I apologize if my controller is too loud. I don't know if you can even hear it, but I'm going to apologize all the same, because I don't know. I spent too much time around Europe Scale 08, apparently. Now, can I get some more seed? Not you. Seed, please. Seed! Fill me up with your seed. Take that as you will. This is a weirdly designed block. That totally won't come into play later in the game, is there? I feel like this is where, like, they'd put a giant, like, Skulltula here or something, just to get in the way and be arse. On a scale of 1 to arse, it is very arse. Which is how I described how long it takes me to shower to Super Alex 641 earlier today. And come on, that should have hit. Or whatever, I'll just take out the other ones instead. Or try and hit him and completely miss, that works too. And of course there's a bunch on the ceiling and... Can you just stop? Thank you. Oh, and there's Keese as well. My favourite. My favourite flavour. My favourite flavour of ice cream, right next to Existential Void. Take that smile and break it, the fun will not end. That hit. Like, those past 3 shots all hit. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. Okay, what makes you think you're so bloody special? Jesus. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Every one of those shots hit, and it decided, nope, you're just gonna phase right through me because fuck you. Well, now I'm gonna have to spend some time grinding up this precious seed again so that I have enough load to blow next time I need to shoot seed. Okay, I will just stop. Oh, that does not bode well for a minigame that's coming up. And is there another... Again, this seems like a room where they'd put a giant Skulltula right in front of you. Now then. Want to take out these from a distance because, once again, bats on top of torches. You'll end up lighting the torch, and then the bats will catch fire. We have a wooden shield, so be very worried. Like, it might seem like I'm being overly cautious with bats and things, and what are you looking onto? Oh. That's one thing. I do apologise for the previous episode, where... Also, are there invisible enemies in here? I know they do that at some point early in the game. But I do want to apologise for, like, in the last episode, I was right next to a gold Skulltula, and I didn't get it until later. Like, I got it by accident, because I didn't know it was there. Because, as I said, I can't hear through this computer monitor, because it doesn't have a sound output. Well, it does, but it doesn't have speakers, and so... The Elgato could hear it, but I can't. So if I'm near a gold Skulltula, chances are I won't hear it apart from the one in this room that I know is here, and any others that I know where they are. Yes, I know, the torches are lit. Seriously? Just phase through the flame, yeah, that's totally acceptable. These cutscenes are not necessary, you fuck. I keep forgetting my train of thought. But yes, I'm going to try and get all 100 gold Skulltulas, but it's going to be a bit difficult because I can't hear them. So that's the main takeaway from that. Now, over here... Seriously, like, just hold the stick in your other fucking hand! That would make this so much easier! I don't know why, but it would. So shut up. And I believe this room is completely unnecessary because we can't do anything with it yet, but I might as well just open it up for now, but just to double check. This is a little bit cruel. I'll start by taking out the eggs, because that's how I egg. You watch, you're probably going to somehow hit me from a distance with your poison ass breath. Nope, just phase right through me. I'm okay with that. Are there any on the ceiling, now that I know that you're not any danger to me? Now, you might think, oh, we could just get that... You're not taking damage anytime soon. God damn. What is going on? I can barely even tell because of the crazy camera. But you might think, oh, there's a free gold Skulltula, but it's too high up, we can't get it. We're gonna have to come back later. Varying degrees of later, depending on how you intend to get it, but... I'm not as good at this game as I think I am. Or maybe the opposite. that depends. And got no time to deal with you. Or I do, but I'd just prefer not to. So much faffing around, and we're already halfway through the episode, and we're up here now! Yay. It's difficult to commentate over these dungeons, because it's kind of... like, the layout, any veteran Zelda fan would know the layouts of these dungeons, it's just... don't fall, please. What the, how dare you? How dare you? I couldn't even see you were there. You're going to receive some pain in the face, good sir. Now sell me something. Deku Shield? I don't need a Deku Shield. I just pressed B! Why are you acting like I agreed to it? That's... first law of video games. B equals no. Now... oh, Navi, fuck off! I know about block pushing! Apparently this is as fast as the text goes, and I've just been spoiled by the 3DS versions. I did consider editing out every time Navi makes a noise and replacing it with, like, a really deep sort of yo kind of thing, just to make it cooler, but... and also maybe less annoying, but it would be far too much work to edit out every single instance of that. Like, it would be worth it, but not worth it enough. Now, are you going to knock me into the water again, you arsehole? No, Dink. There we go. I would say, why didn't you do that in the first place, but you couldn't have done because you didn't have access to up there in the first place. Now, what do we need to do? We need to take out this fuck, and take damage from it, apparently. As I said, apparently I'm not as good at this game as I think. Or maybe I've just not played it in a while and I'm a little bit rusty. Now, it's the same puzzle as in the original game, where you need to roll over that web with a torch. But the distance is a bit further. That's kind of it, really. Come on, Link. I get so paranoid about these sticks running out of time. I don't like time puzzles. And I managed to... you okay there, Link? Okay. I managed to retain the stick. Now then, this should be fun. I'm gonna test the Prima strategy guide thing, because I've been lied to by them before. But no, that's not how this game works. You can't hide. Okay. Well, it's not telling me I did a wrong. But I don't know if it did a wrong. See, that's another aspect of it being Master Quest. Oh. It is 312. Huh. That's another aspect of it being Master Quest. It doesn't tell you anywhere in the dungeon that that's the solution. So, I don't know how you're supposed to work that out then, because that was 312, and normally it's 231, 23 is number 1. That's kind of one of the worst kept secrets of Zelda games. But they changed, and what made it more confusing is, in Master Quest 3DS, like the 3DS version of Master Quest, everything's flipped left to right, so it might actually be 132 in that? I don't know. Now then, I would like to keep up my habit of only equipping one item. And I don't like equipping things to the down C button. That's where I put an item that we're about to get after this boss. That's just the default button for that as far as I care. But if we use all 3 of these items, then we're gonna make short work of this boss. And you might wonder, oh, well, it's a really empty arena. Where's the boss? Is it gonna appear out of nowhere? But you could see it quite clearly when we were entering the room, so quite why they make such a big deal out of it, I don't know. Hopefully they were hoping you don't look up. Oh, and it's dark. We've been inflicted with Minecraft blindness. Anyway, you have to look up and discover, oh my god, she really likes Division. Why do I say she? Well, because she's like the spidery thing. And also, she's Queen Goma. Gochma? Vincent van Gogh. Right, so... can I just say words, please? This is a lot slower than I remember. But... why do you keep... there we go. Okay, this is hard to explain. But... okay, I made short work of that boss because I wasn't talking, and I apologise for that, but... I believe Deku Sticks, by default, they break after one use, but they do, I think, double the damage of the Kokiri Sword, and a jump attack does double damage anyway. So if you jump attack with a Deku Stick, that's immediately 4 times the amount of damage that you would do by slashing her once. Anyway, we get our first heart container. The Japanese description, I think, refers to it as a 1-up for your hearts. So, that was fun. Now let's go and endure plenty of exposition. And then we can do some other stuff in this episode. I'll quite happily make it a bit longer than it needs to be, and I'm sort of surprised that I don't batch record these, because I really should, because I'm going to have guests later in the series. Well done, Tess. Am I seriously going to voice act this? I'm not going to read through the whole thing, I swear. I'm going to try and be sassy throughout. I want this to be entertaining. But I don't know if people care about the story. Thou hast verily demonstrated thy courage. I knew that thou wouldst be able to carry out my wishes. It surprises me that there are some people who don't understand how to conjugate grammar in this dialect, like the thou and... Like, are there people who don't understand that thou is the equivalent of you, and thy is the equivalent of your, and thee is... Well, we don't have a different word for it in English, but like the you equivalent of me as opposed to I. Do people seriously not understand that? And then the conjugation of words, it's... Like, if you're going to say uth, that's only verbs. It's, like, it's he, she, or it, something uth. Like, this evil man useth. And then if it's you, then you usest. That's how it conjugates. Are there seriously people who don't know this? Because, as a linguist, it drives me insane when I see people just adding uth to the end of every single word to try and make it sound old. Like, no! That is not how it works! It has never worked like that. You're just sounding uneducated. You get uneducated. Anyway, we're learning some lore, and I'm talking all over it because I've seen it before and I know how it goes. And oh goodness, the goddesses of Hyrule. So Din, no problem with her name. Nehru, debatable but easy enough to pronounce. Then there's this one. I've always said Farore, but there's some people who call her Farore, which makes sense because Japanese. And I'm sure there are other pronunciations that people come up with, but I'm going to call her Farore because that's how I've always pronounced it. And that's the one I'm not going to budge on. Like, I'm making a conscious effort to say Kokiri rather than Kokairi, even though that's what my instincts are telling me to call it, because that's what I called it as a child. There's a place later in the game as well that kind of I'll be having the same problem with. But I refuse to budge on the subject of Farore. That's just how I pronounce it. I get Farore is probably more correct, but I'm calling her Farore and you're going to have to deal with that. I still call her Cow Zelda, by the way. I'm not budging on the fact that she's a cow. Fight me. I jest. I am funny. Ha ha. Now, by the end of this cutscene, we should be at about 20 minutes of recording, but there is some stuff I plan to cut out because there was some nonsense, and of course setting up at the beginning and shit. Why am I telling you these things? This is the origin story of the Triforce. Can I just pick a single thread of conversation and go with it, please? But, yeah, there is some stuff I want to show off after, there's more story stuff to do after this, but I'm going to ignore that. There's another thing that I want to do. Two things, actually. Yep, just go and punch the microphone. There are two things I want to do that could probably be done a lot later, and so this probably isn't an efficient way of doing things, but there's a couple of things I want to do after this. And, just keep hyping it up, Tess. Just, instead of paying attention to the story, be a brilliant commentator and presenter and stuff. But, oh yes, back to the present moment. The Deku Tree was going to die anyway, so we broke the curse, but he was already dead before we even started. Kinda sounds like an analogy for the American healthcare system, where by the time they start, by the time you have to pay for them to start working on you, it's too late because you spent all the time they should have been working on you trying to get money to pay them, and I could go on a whole rant about how the American healthcare system makes no sense, but it seems like a touchy subject. So, Kokiri Emerald, Spiritual Stone of the Forest, green-ass lovely thing. I like it, and I want a real-world version of it, and also the two others that come with it in a set. Although, I admit the N64 GameCube rendition of it isn't anywhere near as impressive or beautiful as the, whatchamacallit, the 3DS version. But I do like how, the gold parts of it do actually reflect the symbol of the Kokiri, or of the Deku stuff. Like on the shield, and on the doors of the Forbidden Woods in the Wind Waker, which is totally related, but... Also, by the way, the Deku Tree is dying, I should probably pay more attention to that. I don't understand why his texture just sort of slimes upwards like that, and then... I do think he becomes a bit darker in colour and his texture slides up. That's about it. Like, he could look deader, but he looks adequately dead. Which is sad, but whatever. Anyway, we have work to do. And we're gonna have to deal with this asshole first. You're doing this again. Mido. Of course you're gonna blame me for killing the Deku Tree. You say that, and you're picking a fight with me, but I'm the one with a sword, so... Oh, he's gone. I thought he just stood over to one side to berate your every failure. Now, first of all, this one thing here, I want to point it out. Back when I was I was gonna say an idiot child. Back when I was a child and couldn't work out how to get started in this game, my father thought that, hey, get the sword and then you'd be able to dig this up with the sword. An insight into how my father thinks, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, I'll just cut to when I get to where I'm about to go, just to save a little bit of time. Okay, so, Lost Woods. Here, this is where we are. You're not really supposed to go into this entrance just yet. You're not really supposed to be able to do anything in here yet. By the way, I have this entire place, like, in my mind, just mapped out from memory. Like, I've memorized the order... What? The point is, if you take a wrong turn, this happens. Hey, why can I not describe? If you go the wrong way, you get back out here. And I have the paths through this forest, like, memorized in my brain space. I know how to get to wherever it is I want to go. First thing, we could come back here later because there's a thing to do down there. But, first of all, immediate upgrade for your slingshot. I don't see why you have to do it 3 times, because if you line up the slingshot to get a bullseye, then you don't need to realign it the 2nd or 3rd times. You could just shoot 3 times and... You see what I'm trying to say? It's only an effort to get the first bullseye, and then after that, just spam the button, and then you get the reward, and yes, I spoiled it, it's a slingshot upgrade. So, yay, we can carry more of those. Now, I may need to grind for rupees, because there's another thing that I want to get that costs money, and I don't remember how much it costs, so pardon me for a moment. Okay, first room of the Lost Woods, and heading left instead of right, or right instead of left if you're playing the 3DS version. Can't do anything with him just yet. I don't even know if I have enough rupees, but I'm coming through here anyway. Like, you see that bridge? It'll become important in a hot minute. Well, probably not until the next episode at this point, but... So, when I came down here as a child, absolutely terrified of this arsehole because I got close and then it started playing enemy music and I didn't have a sword because I was so dumb. But he's the main focus of why we're down here. I probably don't even have enough money for it. Bleh. I probably don't even. Oh, 40 rupees. Perfect. That's exactly how much I have, plus 2. So yeah, now we can carry more Deku Sticks. It's certainly worth your while to do that. Well, I mean, it's not because you don't need Deku Sticks all that much. Also, we have a 3 rupee refund. So it actually only costs 37. But now we can carry more Deku Sticks. And because this is a 100% run, I'm going to be getting all the upgrades. Yay! And you know what, I think I will show off the other story element of this episode so that we can start fresh in the next episode with gameplay and less story stuff. I mean, it would make for a better theatrical experience to start with story, but nah. Also, little habit of mine, I like to leave Lost Woods through the way you come in. That's just a personal quirk of mine. Now, I probably should have shown this off a bit sooner, but if you come to here, this is the exit of the forest, but there's a sign saying, you know, forest folk can't leave, and this guy will be blocking the way, saying you're not supposed to be able to leave. Wow. The 2 text speeds are painfully slow or insanely illegibly fast. You made it look like there were several blocks of text there, how dare you? So yes, the Kokiri are supposed to die if they try to leave the forest. Well, let's try and leave the forest then. Also, we get to cross this bridge, so... That's why I said it would be important. And little Miss Green Hair, who totally won't have any story relevance later. You can tell because she has green hair. But yes, Saria, childhood friend with green hair. Oh yes, we're different because we're the protagonist and we're always the different special one. Clearly she has some sort of ocarina-shaped girl boner for us, and so we will take it and take good care of it. For a while. And so now we have an ocarina. This is the thing that I always put on C down. That's just a thing that I do, and even though it makes no sense because you don't need to use it all that much compared to the other items, it's going to perpetually be there on C down, and you cannot stop me from doing that. Because I'm the one playing the game, and I'm an asshole. So, now that we've had our nice little encounter to mark our end of time in the forest, that was beautiful grammar. The point is, this is the end of our time in the forest. Yes, permanently and forever, we're totally never going to come back here. But I think this rounds it off nicely. This is us. She said her heartfelt goodbyes. We're going to be the mute and say absolutely nothing and run off in the opposite direction. So, I have been and will continue to be Tessellating Hexagons, and we'll see what's through here in the next episode. See you then!